remember one time I bought here in Knoxville, finally got around to buying me a Bel Air Chevrolet, I think's what it was, just a cheap Chevrolet car. And Daddy next month bought him I forget what kind of Chevrolet it was, but it's about 2 steps up from my Chevrolet. It was better, so Daddy always liked to have something better. So that was just Daddy. That's just sort of the way that's sort of the way he was with me. He didn't want me to get ahead of him. He told me one time, he said, we need this timber cut back up here in the holler. And I said, Daddy, we don't need the money. We got money coming in, and y'all are taken care of. Y'all got people here taking care of you. And that timber is just like having money in the bank. You know, we can cut it when we need it. And he said, well, no, we're going to cut it. Now, we'd argue back and forth on it, and he'd call me and we'd argue. So finally he said, come down here this weekend. I've got a fellow down here I want you to meet. So I drove down to the farm that weekend. He had this fellow, and he said, this fellow here is going to, we need to get him to cut that timber. And I said, well, if you insist that we're going to cut it, I said, here's what I want. I want the timber cut. I want all the logs that are at least 16 inches diameter. Anything that big, I want it hauled out. I don't want it left there in the fields, in the lots up there. And I don't want any trees cut down across the fences. And in other words, sort of clean up as you go, and we'll make a deal with you. So boy said, yes sir, I'll take care of that, I'll do that. Well, of course, I was back here in Knoxville, I was working and everything. So about a couple of months after that, Daddy said, we need to go up there and check in the holler there. And so I took Daddy back up in the holler, and I drove him up there, and we was looking about where these trees are cut, and hell, there was limbs that was 24 inches in diameter and 10, 12 feet long. Nice little logs he'd left there, but they weren't the big 3-foot thick logs that he had hauled out. And they were across the fences, and they was the biggest mess you ever saw. And he looked at me and he said, you know, Tommy, you're the worst damn businessman I ever saw. And I said, why do you say that, Dad? And he said, well, this fella's just ruined everything up here. I said, hell, Daddy, I didn't want him in the first place. And he said, well, you hired him to cut the damn trees. And I said, I didn't hire him to cut the damn trees. You the ones hired him to cut the trees. No, I didn't. You the one to make the deal with him. So that's the way he always was with me. I always wondered what he thought about. We took the money from the farm, from there, and $57,000 down there, and I bought the warehouse. And then when they condemned the warehouse, I got $250,000 for it, and I used the $250,000, and I borrowed $75,000 more, and I bought the building down there in West Knoxville where it is now. So then it ended up that the guys divided it up and made 3 office buildings out of it. It's probably valued at about $600,000 now, and all that started out at $57,000. And I would have just loved one time for him to say, damn, that was that was a good business deal you did by buying that building first and growing into this. But he never said a damn word. He never said a word. He wouldn't have said that. Daddy never said 3 things in his life. He never said, I love you, I'm wrong, or I'm sorry. He never said those 3 things to me in his life. And I would have, with the background that I had with Mother, letting me be adopted and all I'd gone through with that, I could have used those 3 words from Daddy. You don't know how much that would have meant to me. I don't mean to sound sad or anything, but it's bothered me throughout the years. It really has. So that's the reason if I tell you guys over and over again that I love you and I'm proud of you, by God, I love you and I am proud of you, and I am going to tell you until the day I die.